Rich company was out in Brooklyn. So anyway, so we played, did all that stuff around Chicago. Got a lot of experience there. Then I got the prime job, got the prime strip joint job. Yeah, and it's right where the IBM building is today. Big, tall IBM building. That was a strip joint. But I worked in Paris and Chicago. Per bakery. Oh, yeah, that was a trip. There I had worked 1 hour on, 1 hour off. 1 hour on, 1 hour, 2 drummers. Just get up and the other guy slide in. We had about a 6-piece band in a scrim, and you could see through. You could see the act. You couldn't see the band, so you go to work in your shorts. You know, it didn't make any difference. But this was also run by some shady people. But they always treated us good. There was no problems. But funny things happen. Some of these people were from Europe. French guys, those guys that throw chairs at each other, bang, and hit each other over the head. That's an act, you know. But I think they continued their act down in the basement where they lived. You know, there was yelling and screaming. They had something else. But like I said, work an hour on, work an hour off. And I tell you, walk across the bridge, Chicago River, and over there to this day, there's a big clock, huge clock with dots, seconds. You go, and it would flash, and I would sit there and try to remember and count and divide them into triplets, as 16th notes, and 8th notes, and see if I come out right. You know. And I'd just sit there and do that on breaks, you know. And it was within walking distance. I'd go down, I remember going down and seeing Count Basie had a little sextet then, because the band business was shaky, you know, and so they would want to stay together. So Freddie Green and the rhythm section, and I don't know who was playing horns. But it's a little bar, you know, just a little bar down right next to the Chicago Theater. Right up the streets, because all the guys would come in and out of there, you know.
The Green Mill?
No. No, there was several places. Blue Note, the Preview Lounge is where I saw the Big Four. Big Four. That's Buddy Rich, Chubby Jackson, bass, Charlie Ventura, tenor, and I forget the piano player's name. So I was there when the night that Chubby Jackson's son was born. And Buddy got up and they all had drinks. Buddy was playing drums then too, you know, to say the least. And I always got a booth right here, far about from this far from you. And I just sit there all night. And my wife too, Elaine, because I could walk. I lived downtown. I lived right there, right next to the old Hilton Hotel, and it's still there. Huge old place, right across from Grant Park. I lived 1 block south of that, before Roosevelt Road. And I said, well, we didn't make much money here, so, but we'll live like millionaires. So I moved into a place called the 830 South Michigan Hotel. And that's the address, 830 South, and it's right across from Grant Park. And the top floor, 1 room, and I had $1 million view. And I think I was paying $30 a week or something like that for this view. And the place had an old piano, upright piano, and in the basement. It had dirt floors. It didn't even have cement floors. But there was an old piano down there. I'm going to school, and I'm taking the harmony and theory. Hey, I'm living in a penthouse and got a nice music room downstairs in the dirt pile, you know. But so I get down there and do my homework, you know, in the elevator. And you can walk to every place. All the places I worked was on State Street, or I didn't have a car, so it was very difficult to try to do go these jobs, you know, like a jobbing date. I did it once, and I didn't have any wheels on my car, so I carried that from right there to 830 South Michigan with my bass drum and my trap case full, all the way across to Roosevelt Station to get on a train to go down wherever we were going, get off. Then I got to the job and got unloaded and set up. My hands were going like this from carrying all that weight. I couldn't do that. Yeah, but that was the only way I could make it work, and to get on a subway. You know, when you worked the strip joints, you just left your stuff there. See, so you didn't have to bother with it. Get on the subway, or you know, and I lived right by then I moved out and got a place. You know, out by Wrigley Field, right down the street. I could walk to the games. You know. And elevated, you know, the subway comes up and comes up on the elevator, going right past our window. So we got the morning rush hour. Everybody, they're just sitting there reading their papers because, you know, those trains sometimes get stuck and then troubles. And, you know, a regular group of people going back and forth. Rush hour both ways, you know, going to downtown to Northwestern and all that kind of stuff. So that was our, yeah, it was a funny place to live, I'll tell you. I walk outside one day, I saw a crowd of people. And what's these people doing? I was walking up towards Wrigley Field, and there's this chick up there. She got no clothes on. And she's throwing out of furniture out of the window. Swearing and yelling and screaming. She ain't got nothing on. And the guys are down there clapping, you know, it was a real show. Trip. That's the music business. You just never know what you're going to see next, you know.